ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 3 Under Par podcast. This is a golf podcast where
Little White Ball is live.
I'm your host, Scottie T, and I'm joined by my co-host, KJ down below, T-Bone over there. What's up, boys? You doing all right?
What's going on?
What's up?
T-Bone
Ready to rock and roll.
T-Bone rocking the 3 Under Par hat. Shouts to friends who are wearing the hat in various places and sending us those pictures. Keep sending those in because we'll keep posting on the gram. What's up, T-Bone?
Absolutely. Keep them coming.
Keep them coming. Hats are fire. I still need to give out a couple more hats. You know who you are, and I hope you're listening because I also need to call you back. So appreciate that. KJ, you doing okay, man?
Yeah, doing all right. Got a little sun, got a little golf in this weekend. So
I want to bring that up right off the top of the show here. So, T-Bone, how many times have you left your clubs at home, showed up to the golf course, and then realized you didn't have your sticks?
I've done it this year.
I'm asking because that's exactly what KJ did on Saturday. Shows up to the golf course. Me and Dumpy were warming up. And in KJ's defense, he got a brand new car and got a truck. So that's why the transition, the golf clubs, it just didn't make it for the first time, which is totally understandable. But it's still fun to give you a hard time about it because we just hear KJ pull up and we hear him yell from his car. We're on the range. He goes, don't have the clubs. I'll be back. And then hustles back and meets us on the third hole. So KJ shot a solid 58 or 57, almost what Scottie Scheffler shot, but he had to finish a couple holes early.
yeah, I'm so used to having the trunk. I mean, if you've ever seen Silver Slut, in that trunk is, literally everything you could possibly need, and then probably two of them.
It's like a used golf shop, kind of like a secondhand golf shop. Yeah,
it is. I've
seen it.
I've actually left my clubs before. They have not been in Silver Slut's trunk, and I was able to make a makeshift set out of what was in the back of the trunk.
I think you could also say your old trunk was in some ways a liquor store too. You had all the golf clubs, then you had Crown, White Claws, a few Natties. So
yeah,
it was a very versatile trunk.
Yeah,
so
I mean, you could, and it was so roomy. You could definitely take a nap in there if the weather permits. You could probably live out of that. Found a lot of stuff in there. I had to clean out the entire trunk. It took me just under 2 hours to clean out my car with stuff.
Wow.
A 33-gallon trash bag. Yep. Not of trash, of course, just of
things.
Found some contacts that expired in 2014. Found some sunscreen that was expired. I didn't know sunscreen even had an expiration date. So it was good. But
wow.
I didn't even think about it. I got the new truck and headed to the golf course and pull up, and I opened up the back door and there's nothing in the back seat. So yeah.
Which is great. It was a hilarious moment. And then if you saw us on Instagram, which is why you need to follow us on social media at 3 Under Par Pod, Dumpy, this is totally his idea too. He's like, "Hey, let's call KJ and you record it and put it on the Instagram story." So we recorded that conversation, put it on the gram. KJ was like, "Well, yeah, I just forgot my clubs. I don't know what to tell you. They just didn't make it."
Dumpy totally set me up, man. I didn't expect that from the dump.
Yeah, man.
But that was a good round. Showed up, no practice swings, piped one down the first fairway.
See, KJ's trying to flex here. I'll brag on him. He shot 4 under, bogey free. And again, you can't post a score because we're trying to get the handicap higher for member guests potentially, and he also didn't play the full 18 holes, so it happens.
That's true, but we did play a skins game. I think it came out.
All right, we're not bringing up the freaking skins.
13-2, and of course he only.
What are you talking about, Cal? You make things up in your head up all the time. This is outrageous.
Oh my gosh, God! Of course he only films the hole that
made up by
KJ.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. I'm gonna keep talking over you because this thing is BS. I'm trying not to swear so that MJ can listen to this. Shout out to MJ.
Should have made some popcorn.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. KJ just lives in some Candyland world that is all gun.
You're telling me the skins weren't completely lopsided. Real world.
Play full 18 holes next time, MFer. All right. Let's continue.
All right, we'll let you get away with it. We all know.
No, we don't. That's why it's not being brought up. So, pretty interesting weekend of golf. Want to say off. Well, we'll get to that at the end. But right off the top, Dustin Johnson. I mean, was he playing? I think Max Homa's tweet said it best that Dustin Johnson would have a harder time playing the new PGA 2K than he would playing actual golf. The guy just looked better than a video game. Minus 30, unbelievable. Just, golly, what was his deal? Did he just show up, or like I don't even know. It's so impressive. 22 wins now on PGA Tour. I mean, T-Bone, Chickstick the long ball. I feel like he's low key your dark horse guy you look up to on the PGA Tour. Is that a fair thing to say?
Yep, we both have shut club faces at the top of our swing. So, and he's just a badass. And honestly, I kind of want to take some credit for him starting to heat up. I think I got absolutely crucified for picking him in the PGA Championship, and he's been pretty rock solid since then, to say the least. But I was thinking about it, 30 under par. If I played a par 3 course that was, every hole is straight and 100 yards, I played 18 holes 4 days, I don't think I'm shooting 30 under par. Like, I wanted to think about what circumstances I would have to be under to shoot 30 under par in 72 holes. Like
ladies
I don't know.
Ladies tee, easy pins, 2 tiger drives around.
I still don't think so.
And maybe 10 mulligans?
Okay, there we go. Maybe. I don't know.
Hey, I mean,
30 under par is just so unattainable. I don't know how someone gets there.
If all 3 of us played in a scramble, we would have shot 30 under par for 4 days of golf.
Yes.
If it's a 3-person scramble, remember we got T-Bone on our team too.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a so we only need him for a few shots.
I don't know what to say.
The game where he hits the chimney instead of the shingles, gets a favorable bounce is always helpful.
Yep. Man, I got to give you – okay, sorry for ragging on you like that. I think Garza said it best when he went out and played with us. He was like, T-Bone's actually really good. Like, why do you take a dump on Scaff all the time? And it's like, well, it's just – I don't know.
I'm a good
Scaff
golfer.
Like 75 that day too. Like, it's a weird round.
Yeah. No, I just –
But do you think we would have shot 30 at TBC Boston?
Yeah. Oh, shit. At TBC Boston.
Yeah, not at Jersey Ghettos.
Shit on T-Bone episode. I don't think there's any doubt, Scott. You and I shot, 11 under in that one round? 11 or 12 under in that one round? And that was Black Horse South, which isn't an easy course.
It's not an easy course, but it's not a PGA Tour course either.
And the way I saw them play this course, it was just, unreal. Now, you imagine shooting more than 20 under and getting smoked. Imagine shooting 20 under in a tournament and losing by double digits.
Yeah, I think Harris English lost by 11, if not mistaken. 11!
Unreal.
Or whatever that number is, I forget. Pulled up in front of me.
So,
but, yeah, pretty
impressive. Think the topic of conversation that we've been talking about a lot with DJ is, where does he stand historically, as a golfer? Overrated, underrated? I mean, it's so hard to put your finger on him. Is it because he's incredible?
It's a good question. And I think that kind of piggybacks off if you listen to the No Laying Up podcast, if that's what you're referring to, T-Bone. They were talking about it this morning. Would you rather have Brooks Koepka's career or Dustin Johnson's career to this point? Just based off the resumes. Let's throw money off the table. Would you rather have 22 PGA Tour wins and 1 major or 4 major championships like Brooks Koepka?
DJs for sure.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Until I see a Masters, I don't care about majors as much. If there are 4 Masters if there are 4 Masters, I'd say I don't care how many PGA Tour wins you have. I would take the Masters all day. But
I will say, I've expressed my opinion on the PGA Championship many times.
That the Players is worth more.
The Players is worth more.
Yeah.
But despite all that, unfortunately, I got to take Brooks. Majors are everything. 2 U.S. Opens, 2 PGA Championships. It's incredible. I mean, and even that right there historically is like so much more than just one major. Even though I know you got to consider everything else with DJ, but 4 majors to 1 is pretty tough to pass up.
Okay, so KJ, what's the value of 1 Masters versus other major championships?
Ooh, because they all hold different weight. They really do.
Right.
I would say in order.
Like Danny Willits counts as half a major.
I'm about to say Sergio Garcia,
Charles Schwartzel.
They both have green. They all have green jackets, man. So, are you saying that those are a more accomplished career than Dustin Johnson? Like, what's the value of your green jacket?
No, because they don't have the amount of wins that DJ has.
Okay,
so
fair.
That negates that. But
who's somebody that has multiple major championships but no Masters win? That's not fair comparison.
Rory?
I was about to say Lee Trevino. Yeah, Rory. So his 2 PGAs?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
I don't know either. Dead gum.
Not the stat guy.
Well, he's got 2 PGA championships.
2 PGAs?
Yeah.
So is 2 PGAs worth 1 Masters?
PGA.
Like, do you think Rory would trade his 2 PGAs for his 1 Masters win?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
In order,
actually, I don't know if he would, but I personally think it holds a lot more.
Here's a good question. Weight in the 4 majors. How do you weight them in order? Always the top one and the bottom one are the easiest for me. The PGA is down here at the bottom. Masters is number 1. The Open.
The Players is 4, dude. The PGA is the 5th major.
I'd have to, unfortunately, put the Open Championship in front of the U.S. Open. Even though I know that's a hot take. I understand, but as I would rank them, I would go Masters, Open Championship, U.S. Open, and then PGA. Like I'll be honest with you, I couldn't give 2 shits about the PGA Championship. I hate y'all's stance that the Players is the 5th major, and everybody says that is 5th major, but I actually do like the Players Championship more than the PGA.
Oh, that's our stance on it.
That's the stance. We're saying the PGA is the 5th major now. Not the one thing I love about the Players is that it's like the Masters. In fact, it goes back to the same place every year. So it's, you got Hal Sutton's Be the Right Club Today. You have the Better Than Most with Tiger Woods. And I think the tournament just isn't old enough to be considered a major, at least in golf writers' mind. But all those golf writers, a bunch of them are like 80 years old, and as Frankie Borelli would say, need to be in a home. So they just
taking shots.
Well, look, it's been a few weeks since we've been on the air, so I'm ready. I'm coming out firing today.
So I just thought of something that I think summarizes DJ very well. I think his Friday round is the perfect representation of his career. So if you're watching him on Friday, breaks the record for a 9-hole score on the PGA Tour.
27.
Next thing you know, he's 11 under through 11, and you're like, holy shit. Scottie Scheffler had the 59, but you're like, oh my God, DJ is gonna absolutely shatter this score, and then he just kind of, you can't say stumbles in with a 60, but it's an underwhelming finish for how he started, and it's almost like he has these amazing aspects, and he's so good, but almost always falls just a little bit short. So if you look at it in majors, and then I even think about that drive in Hawaii, in 2018. There's an amazing drive into a par 4, and it's one of the best shots we've ever seen, but it doesn't go in. It's 6 inches short. He's 11 under through 11, but he shoots 60. He's dating an absolute babe, but he's not married. It's just all these things that are so close.
He's
but
not a closer.
It's not. Yeah, but he's
wow.
T-Bone, we lost you.
T-Bone, we lost you. I love it. Not a closer though, but that's
just like you not closing that statement out. We can't hear you.
Yeah, dude. Still can't hear you, T-Bone. I'm so sorry. You figure it out, but KJ and I are gonna keep talking. We're just Scaff. I don't know, man. We can't hear you. KJ, can you hear him?
Yeah, I can't hear him, but I can hear you. Yeah, okay. I mean, just going to that, like we talk about Rory having that extra gear. When he is on all cylinders, impossible to beat, right?
Right.
DJ has that extra gear, but it seems when he gets to that extra gear, it's not as consistent as Rory's,
It's not. I don't think it is. But like when he's on, clearly he got to 30 under. What would you say right before we got on the air? Like only one other person has reached 30 under, and it was Ernie Els. Is that right?
Ernie Els holds the record, the 2003 Century Open, 31 under, and then Jordan Spieth shot 30 under, tying DJ. I think at the Century Open as well. It was
was that Justin Thomas?
What?
Was that Justin Thomas when he shot 59 as well?
I don't know, but they said it was Ernie and Jordan were the other two guys.
Gotcha.
So Ernie Els, the Big Easy, still holds the record on the PGA Tour for the most under relative to par for a tournament.
Which is outrageous because he can't
love it.
To save his life. But
you guys hear me now, by the way?
Hey, yeah, T-Bone is back.
Okay, cool.
That's
you guys wrapped it up well for me.
So I'm looking at, even though my internet's being kind of slow, I'm looking at major championships. So this person came to mind with 2 majors. Okay, well, there are a couple. Johnny Miller. Johnny Miller has a U.S. Open and a PGA championship. Would you rather, like, where does that stand compared to, for example, Sergio Garcia's career with his one Masters?
Well, I wouldn't round for Johnny Miller. Yeah, you always hear about the 63, but I mean, I'd still say Sergio with the Masters, man. Sergio's kind of, I'm not going to say
the players
flash in the pan, but he
does have a player.
He was, coming out hottest thing, young fiery kid, and he's one of those guys you can say, didn't have the career that was, built up to be, pretty much. Mm-hmm. But I value a Masters.
What about Retief Goosen?
A U.S. Open.
What about Retief Goosen, who's got 2 majors, 2 U.S. Opens?
2 U.S. Opens? I'm telling you, it's U.S. Open is number 3 for me, man.
So, okay, I want to go back to that. Why is the U.S. Open? Why do you value the Open Championship more than a U.S. Open?
Because it's it's an older standing. It's sometimes at the home of golf, and it's got a little more tradition in it than
pure.
The U.S. Open. It is pure.
It's pure golf.
It is golf. How golf was started, and I don't want to say how golf should be played because. Fuck, I hate hitting ropers into having belly button high grass to find my ball in. But it's just.
But as T-Bone likes to say,
if you're a true golf fan and you're out at St. Andrews and it's the Open Championship, that's as good as it gets.
All right. But as T-Bone likes to say, anybody who's playing with wooden clubs, that shouldn't count. So if you want to go off tradition. Based off what T-Bone was saying, then a lot of those, sorry, old Tom Morris, move aside. Your major championships don't count.
I don't know, man. Those guys had to hit it out of freaking, ponds and –
yeah. It might be more impressive.
Yeah.
Actually.
I mean – with those clubs,
wasn't Tom Morris, wasn't he, he was, beating his son? And I was like, all right, I mean – is Earl Woods, would he have been beating Tiger?
Not fair.
I mean, come on.
Well, they were also playing golf courses that were 4,500 yards because the ball, the Pro V1 wasn't out. Let's put it that way. So, anyway, it's an interesting debate. I would think I would value the U.S. Open more than a British Open, just purely based off of because I'm an American. I think that's the only reason why. I'm sorry to
don't pull that card with me. I'm as American as it gets, but I'm also a very diehard, true golf fan.
Well, look, and there's no secret that I got zero love for the USGA, but their claim is the toughest test is golf. And a lot of times they do have their score pretty much be relation to par. And I think a lot of those courses over in Europe, they're challenging, and Americans just aren't really used to playing link-style golf courses. I think that's why I always like to pick a European to win the British Open, because they're used to that style of golf. But maybe it's just a culture thing. I don't know. What are your 4 rank, T-Bone? Or we know 1 and 4, but which ones do you value more?
I think those are pretty interchangeable for me, but probably U.S. Open as well. Yeah, there's just something about it.
Yeah.
I think just being an American, honestly. Yeah, I think part of the reason I like the British Open so much is because it's so different. But deep down, I'm a U.S. Open guy, probably a little bit more than British Open.
I'd agree with that.
Overall, majors are hard to win.
I got one more.
And,
would you rather have Padraig Harrington's career or Dustin Johnson's career? Padraig Harrington has 3 majors.
Dustin Johnson.
He's got 2 British
like
Opens, 1 PGA.
I do like Patty.
Yeah, I think 3 to 1 is probably.
It's about right.
That's about right. If you look at the 1 major with DJ's career, I think 4 with Brooks is almost taking it to the next level. So yeah, I'd take DJ.
I mean, there's only 20
I think
people
I would have to have a British Open and a U.S. Open win to trade it for a Masters.
I think the consensus is that the Masters is just the best. Like
Absolutely.
The Masters commercials started airing this week. Oh, just
what did
amazing. Oh yeah, they sure did. When they were showing coverage, they said you have an autumn invitation to the Masters. I was like, let's go.
I can't watch the Golf Channel until it gets closer, because all it does is just,
Yeah. So also, T-Bone, you touched on it earlier. Want to give big shouts to our boy Scottie Scheffler for dropping a 59. See, the 11th or 12th person ever to shoot 59. There's been 158 by the man who looks like a middle-aged doctor,
Dinosaur.
Jim Furyk.
Yep.
But he does, right? Does Jim Furyk look like your family's physician?
I've always thought dinosaur.
Yeah. Well,
I'd be more like a dinosaur egg when he has his hat off.
Oh,
yeah, dinosaur egg.
Ouch.
But he's also tall. That'd be a tall dog.
Yeah, that's a good point. But all that to say, Scottie Scheffler, look, I've known Scottie for a long time. I've been saying it on this podcast since day one. Like, keep an eye out for Scottie Scheffler. That guy's going to be big time. I think he's going to be a multiple major winner. He goes out and shoots 59. It's just unfortunate. It looked like he ran out of some steam on Sunday. We always say one of the hardest things to do is follow up a good round with another good round. I think that's what makes DJ's minus 30 so impressive, is that he was just that dialed in for that consecutive days. But Scottie Scheffler joining the 59 club, not many people can say that. Big shouts to him. Keep an eye on him, man. He's going to be big time, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Maybe even as big as Joaquin Niemann, but, only time will tell.
Joaquin Niemann cannot hold Scottie Scheffler's jockstrap, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't seen him much lately. He was on a little tear there for a little while. I jumped on the train.
I don't want to take a dump on Joaquin Niemann. That just seems unfair at this point.
I'm totally changing that to Morikawa. Still love Joaquin, but Morikawa.
Wow, that changed.
Morikawa is the real deal. Did he even play this week? I didn't see much tournament. Morikawa.
Yeah, he played. I think he missed the cut. Saw Spieth missed the cut.
What was the cut? Like 8 under?
No, the cut was like only -2.
It's unreal. I can't imagine. Not that I would ever come close to shooting 20 under par in a tournament. I can't imagine shooting 20 under par and getting steamrolled by 10 strokes.
That'd be bad. That'd be really bad.
That would be the point where, like, hey, I've reached the pinnacle of my golf career that I will ever reach, and it's not anywhere good enough.
Right. So this was the obviously first leg of the PGA Tour playoff. Next week they go to the BMW, which is in Chicago. Let's see. The people who got cut who were pretty close. Phil Mickelson got cut. because they take the top 70 advance to Chicago. Phil's won't be there. Your boy
He's making his debut today.
Yeah.
Of what?
Champions Tour.
Yeah. He was out there and Freddie Couples. Oh, yeah, man.
No way.
It was up in, where was it? It's up north somewhere.
I missed that.
I can't remember. But they were showing it on the Golf Channel, and he's out there, ripping shots with his calves and stuff. And Fred Couples is like, he's going to, rejuvenate the tour. I can't imagine how much – I don't know if there's anybody on that tour that's going to be longer than him.
No,
it's the Ozarks Invitational. Starts today. Let's see where he's at. So this is live.
Jordan is it on right now?
Brooks Koepka is not advancing BT Dubs. He's not even going to BMW. Yeah, look, when it comes to the FedEx Cup, it's also a lot to do with points in terms of events played. Brooks had that injury for a while, so he won't be there. Spieth did not advance. Fowler did not advance. The person who was number 70 was Louis Oosthuizen. He advances. Max Homa was out on
Homa's going.
Yep.
So also, who was it that birdied? It might have been Max Homa that birdied. Somebody birdied 18 and knocked off Doc Redman, who has that coveted spot 71 that didn't make it.
And your boy Sung Kang, T-Bone, sorry he missed it. But
Sung Kang.
Just to jump back in, Phil is making his debut in the Ozarks Invitational. This course is getting absolutely torn apart. The leader's at 9 under for today, and Phil is currently T9th with 5 under through 11.
Ooh! So, what are they not showing it on the Golf Channel?
I guess not.
Wow.
But it looks like a pretty good start.
So the top 30 advanced to.
They're showing it on the Golf Channel. It's
nice.
KJ, your boy Joaquin Neiman is sitting in the catbird seat at 31 right now. So keep an eye on him if he's going to be advancing to Eastlake or not. It's going to be the sliding scale. This is actually probably going to be a good weekend to watch golf because as the Tour Championship, if we remember from last year, based off the rankings, the leader's going to start off at -10 and 30 is going to start off at even par and everywhere in between. So there's a lot of money on the line for these guys too.
We got one tournament and then the tournament champion or the Tour Championship.
Yep.
Wow.
Hey T-Bone, you know who always plays great at Eastlake? Your boy Xander, baby.
Ooh,
that he does.
History there.
Where's he sitting?
He top 10?
Xander's sitting at 11 right now, so he'll probably advance.
All right.
Let's see. Number 30 is Billy Horschel right now, former FedEx Cup champion, Billy Horschel.
There's got to be an asterisk on that. I can't believe that guy won it.
And he wasn't on the Ryder Cup team, hence the Billy Horschel rule.
Oh, Phil's putting stroke looks good. Looks good. Ooh. I bet you he shoots probably 7-8 under today.
So we got about 8 minutes left before we get kicked off of Zoom. I think that's really all that I got. Keep out for the BMW this week. Is there anything else that y'all really want to add?
What about those pro tracers? We did a lot of filming on the golf course on Sunday.
Yes.
Saturday.
So hopefully a new video will be dropping Saturday or Friday morning. That's when I drop the videos. I'm gonna do like a me and KJ versus type video. Who does better on one hole? We got a couple holes filmed, so I'll release one this week, the other next week. Jazz it up, put some music behind it with my very limited
music. Just for the viewers, I want you to know overall we did a challenge as well, and I took that one, but he decided which holes he wanted to film just to keep it even here.
Hey, look, man, I perform when the camera's on. Let's put it that way.
He birdies the next hole. He hits it to 5 feet, makes the birdie putt, and I drop like a 30-footer on the next hole. Hole after that, T-Bone, he bombs one like 30 yards past me, and I hit a like 30-yard roper. I hope we got the Pro Tracer on that one. Chip up, make birdie. He flares one right, then sculls it over the green, makes bogey, but nobody saw it.
I made par. Yeah. It was a par 5.
Yeah.
And this is –
yes, I was 1, 2 in the bunker, 3 over the green, chip up, made the putt. Because you were like, man, that was a really impressive chip when the pin all the way to the front and I was 20 yards over the green.
Totally believe you.
That's neither here nor there. So next week we'll be back, but before then, KJ and I are playing in the Houston Am qualifier next Monday. How about that? we are teeing it up at Hearthstone, which is KJ's a new member there, so home course advantage for KJ. No pressure, man. Hope you make it. Actually, I hope I make it. But so KJ and I will be playing next Monday, so we'll be back to probably debrief about our experience playing in the Houston qualifier. I don't know what the expectations are because Dumpy's going to be on the bag for me. Mark's going to be on the bag for KJ, and I don't know what to expect, man. It's going to be wild out there.
Wait, this is an individual event?
Yeah, it's individual event.
Okay, there's got to be a wager on this.
From the tips.
Absolutely has to be a wager on this.
From the tips, and we had a mower go down, so the rough is so long that like you lose a golf ball if it's a foot off the fairway. So
yeah.
It's playing about as tough as it can get.
Yeah, do you want to place a bet on this, KJ?
Sure.
Anything come to mind? T-Bone, you're the moderator.
Yeah,
I need to first find out because last AM tournament you screwed me on the first day by telling me I couldn't drink.
You can drink.
I need to first
just
find
don't be an asshole about it.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
You mean like making you take fireball shots?
Next.
I need to and if we can have a golf cart because otherwise Mark's going to literally be dragging my bag because I'm definitely going to have some extra ounces in there. So I don't know.
All right, we'll talk offline.
That goes into the wager.
We'll talk offline. We'll try to come up with a bet or whatnot. We'll probably throw it out to Elliot and Mark since they're going to be on the bag for us too. Maybe they got some good ideas.
Let the viewers make the wager.
What?
Let them make a wager.
That'll be fun.
Let's hear the bet. The best wager. The best wager wins. Funniest wager. Best wager wins.
Yeah, I think that's how the dress idea happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that idea.
Do the dress one since it's been done already.
Yep.
Which I really wish we had a YouTube channel at that point, but
yeah, let's think of something good.
That's right. Yeah, fellas, anything else that y'all would like to add?
I've got like the smallest golf gossip segment of all time. Right. Don't even have enough information to really tell the full story, but there was an Anthony Kim sighting this weekend, I believe. Right. He was with some kind of family birthday or celebration. They're all wearing these matching T-shirts. That's all I got. I think everyone knows. Yeah, everyone knows he's got the arm sleeve tatted up, but yeah, that's all I got.
See, he's still moving around.
Yeah, and another thing I just thought of, I looked them up. Just someone that's missing, but definitely not to the level that Anthony Kim is Ryo Ishikawa, and he's grinding it out on the Korn Ferry Tour. But I remember he was a stud. I'm not really sure what happened to him either. But yeah, golf's hard.
Yeah, golf is
hard. Curtis Luck won this week on the Korn Ferry Tour, former USAM champion. We thought that he was going to be a stud coming in. It's one of those I think he's had to adjust to be a professional, but good to see him win. So he'll probably be advancing on the PGA Tour here shortly. So, fellas, I think that's all I got. We appreciate the listenership for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on social media at 300 Par Pod. That is the number 3, 300 Par Pod on Twitter and Instagram. Subscribe, rate, and review. Again, a couple of new videos coming out on YouTube in the next couple of weeks. And give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and write us a review. We would really appreciate it. Want to end with this, and feel free to chime in at any point, fellas. But we took a couple of weeks off. We had a dear friend of ours who unfortunately passed away very suddenly, and it's been very hard for us, I would say, here at the 300 Par Crew. So want to dedicate this episode to our friend Nate and the Brawler family. And not only this episode, but every episode moving forward, because it was Nate's idea for us to call the podcast 300 Par. So that's, I don't know about y'all fellas, but it gives me fuel, gives me fire to really just bring it every single week. Great podcast, great YouTube channel. Really just because we started this wanting to have fun. And we had a really fun time coming up with the name. Again, Nate, we told the story a couple times, but we were watching the match over at Little Woodrow's off Washington, and Nate joined us because his wife was 9 months pregnant and do it any time. And he was like, my family's driving me crazy. So, of course, we go get drunk. while watching the match. And, again, thoughts and prayers to the Brawley family. We love Nate. We love Melissa, little Sasha as well. So that is our promise to ourselves and to the listenership out there that in honor of our friend, we will be bringing the best golf content that we can possible.
That's what he would want, man. He never did anything half-assed. He was all the way. Nope. Want us to bring it.
Literally, his last text to me was, I want to advertise on the podcast. That was his last text to me. So that is our goal, to grow this podcast big enough to where, because he believed in us, not only in this podcast, but in us as people, and really invested in us. And so not sure when, but we'll probably be doing some sort of golf tournament in honor of Nate. For those who live in the Houston area, we'll keep everybody up to date. It's going to be a lot of fun because there's no other way that Nate would want it, but we're going to have a blast out there and hopefully raise some money for a good cause. So we appreciate y'all, the listenership. I'm Scott, for Kyle and T-Bone. And remember,
little white ball is life.